Welcome in, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name is Lisa. Welcome to Say It Soul Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back. So, Capricorn, this is going to be your monthly reading for the month of May, general love reading. So, I did already pull your oracle cards. Usually, this is the format I use for the beginning of the month, and then I will follow up with a mid month. So, if you'd like to be notified when that comes out, make sure you hit that subscriber button and the notifications bell. As always, guys, general read, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, any placement in Capricorn. Hopefully something resonates for you guys today. So I'm going to talk about you first, Capricorn, then I'm going to talk about your person, pull some tarot about feelings for May, upcoming actions, and then at the end of the reading, I will pull some messages from your person's higher self, something you may not know in this situation with this person, especially if you're in no contact. I feel like essentially that's what I'm getting off your cards right off the bat. I feel like you and this person have taken a bit of a time out. So you're showing up here as divine masculine here, card number 2. If you don't identify as the divine masculine in this situation, this could be about your divine masculine. So again, take it how it resonates, but we each have feminine and masculine. You might also identify as being on, a TF journey. So if you do, that's perfectly fine. So you're taking a step back here, I feel like, in the month of May, taking time to to breathe out here, to kind of like just be present in the situation. If you're not, that's what Spirit's encouraging you to do in May, is to take a step back. Your energy in May is coming through as the gazelle. So that really talks about, again, not running, sitting in some uncomfortable energy here, Capricorn, and kind of dealing with it. Perhaps in the past, that was, what you did was run away from your feelings, or numb your feelings, however you may do that. For some of you, that might be alcohol or something along those lines. But again, just really distracting yourself with other things going on around you, so that you don't have to sit still and actually think about your feelings or feel your feelings. So I feel like in May, I feel like the universe is actually kind of like forcing you to do that, to take a step back, to be present, to acknowledge your feelings in May. I feel like for a lot of you, the situation with this person is not over. You got the unfinished symphony card here from Wisdom of the Oracle. So, you and this person might share special songs. Really being drawn to, the piano keys, the musical notes in that card. So there might be songs that you're constantly hearing, reminding you of this situation, this person. I feel like for a lot of you, this relationship never really quite got off the ground. So this gives me the energy of you and this person meeting each other. This could have been sort of like a casual type situationship. Is probably how this relationship started. It never really got off the ground. So there's seeds planted for sure, but it never really had the chance to grow into something, beautiful. And that's probably why we have the unfinished symphony here in your energy. And again, but very special, deep connection. So even though you and this person may not have spent a lot of time together or know each other even really that well, that connection, I feel like is undeniable on your side, Capricorn, and on your person's. They came through with the soulmate card. So again, I feel like, you do recognize each other, possibly from a past life. And again, if you identify being on a TF journey, this is, divine masculine, divine feminine, but again, it's not going to be for all of you. And then this person, you may have actually sparked this person's spiritual awakening here with the healer card. This person definitely could be a healer, a reader, or heal people in some way, shape, or form. So that just might mean that this person works in the area of service of healthcare, or something where this person, is out there in the public, dealing with the public, healing the public in some way, shape, or form. They did also get the curse card, so that's why I feel like this person that I'm talking to probably is a reader. So I feel like in the past, this person has not, had the greatest luck in love. If I'm being real, I feel like this person has been, love has been a struggle. I mean, it is for some people. I mean, other people are lucky, they meet their person, when they're maybe in high school or in college or university or something, and then, married to that person for the next 30 years, where other people, it's a bit of a struggle, right? A lot of different relationships, a lot of learning. And so I feel like, on some level here, this person definitely may have had a little bit more negative kind of outlook on love in the past. And again, feeling a little bit cursed, like I'm never going to find my person. I don't know why I keep finding, the same type of people. So I feel like, on some level though, I feel like this person is recognizing in you, Capricorn, that there's some sort of balance or some sort of, there was a really great reciprocity, I feel like, at the beginning of this relationship with each other. And I feel like this person really, you brought a lot of balance to this person's life. You may not even know that, but I feel like you did. This person's also trying to be fair about the situation. So it gives me the indication that there was something unfair, something uneven, something unbalanced originally. So it's kind of giving me the energy that this person is recognizing that, it wasn't really, they didn't really get a fair chance. You didn't really give them a fair chance, or you didn't really give, you know, this relationship the opportunity to grow in the past. And I feel like actually you feel the same way here, Capricorn, about the situation. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure why this relationship didn't get off the ground. For some of you, if this was third party, it was because you were involved in another situation, and or you had other commitments. um, you know People, place, and things doesn't mean it was romantic. It just means that you were unable to really fully commit to this person, or you kind of shut down your heart. Maybe this person, very, their emotions overwhelmed you, and you felt like you needed to run in a different direction, or you just couldn't deal with it at the time. So again, it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but definitely feel like there's going to be a message. So you both might be getting messages, a lot of dreams. This is the also the underlying energy between the two of you here, that dreams card. So you might be dreaming of this person, Capricorn. They're dreaming of you. Could be, meeting in the 5D for sure. If you identify with that journey. So let's get some feelings out. How does this person currently feel about my Capricorns, please? How does this person currently feel about Capricorn, the month of May? This person still has faith in this relationship, so just know that, Capricorn. How does this person currently feel about Capricorn, please? Month of May, Spirit. Feelings for Capricorn. Remember the Tower card. Definitely probably a hard ending between you and this person, or something shocking happened between the two of you. Yeah, look at all this Libra energy. Holy smokes. All right. Can I get one more card after the Queen of Swords here, Spirit? All right, I feel like for a lot of you in the month of April, there was some information that came out. Could have been a message. Something shocking. I feel like, like some sort of truth was revealed. It definitely could have been unfair, like truth about a home situation. Yeah. So I don't know if this is you, Capricorn, or your person, but it definitely looks like somebody wasn't able to fully commit in the past because of some other situation. So that was unfair. I feel like maybe that information could have been withheld from your person, or vice versa, about why things could not, grow, move forward. So yeah, something came to light here recently about that. And I feel like this person is trying to see things from your perspective, Capricorn. So if it was you that wasn't 100% forthright about your situation, or you were holding back information for your person, that has come to light. So this person, is understanding and trying to see things from your perspective. as well. So I feel like this person, I like that because I feel like this person isn't completely blaming you for the situation. They're also kind of taking some accountability. But they are recognizing, that it was kind of unfair, possibly that you did that, or you weren't 100%, forthright as to what your intentions were with this person. Or I don't know, maybe you did say tell them what your intentions were and somebody just didn't want to hear it. That's also, possible, especially when you're like swept up in your feelings for somebody, even though somebody keeps telling you like, no, I can't, I don't want to be in a long-term relationship, and the other person keeps holding on to hope, right? So it could have been a situation like that for sure. And this person, I feel like, did not want to give up on you or the situation. We have go the distance on the bottom of the wisdom of the oracle. So again, not really wanting to give up on the situation. Your person showing up here in the month of May as the octopus. So you might feel sometimes this person's, their energy has been a little bit scattered. All their chakras, though, are turned on. So this gives me a lot of overthinking. This person, probably overthinks, everything that happened. They might be looking at old text messages and trying to figure out maybe some of the clues that you gave this person along the way. Kind of gives me that energy. How does Capricorn actually feel about this person? How does Capricorn actually feel about this person? Nine of Pentacles, the Strength card. I feel like it was not easy for you to resist this person. Yeah, this at the end of the day, I feel like this person actually really did make you happy. It's a lot of happiness, I feel like, that you brought to each other. But again, somebody was juggling either two people or two different lives on some level. Could be, like trying to find balance between, doing the right thing and for yourself. Yeah. I feel like you had to make a decision. I feel like for yourself, it was not an easy decision. But I feel like at the end of the day here, right now, anyway, Capricorn, you're kind of going back and forth about how you feel about the situation. So again, I feel like in May, you're like kind of juggling a lot, trying to determine whether or not you want to, make any attempt at possibly reconciling the situation with this person. I feel like for the time being, though, it's been a struggle for sure. Perhaps there's a lot of obstacles now, especially if there's like a lot of hurt feelings kind of between you and this person. And there's divine masculine. You could have some air in your chart as well here, Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like right now you're like, again, trying to determine whether or not you want to plant that seed with this person and actually give this relationship, an honest to goodness opportunity to grow. Whereas in the past, that was cut short for whatever reason. And again, it's going to be different for each and every one of you why that happened. But, I've picked up on a few things here in this reading. So for some of you, that could be the case. For others of you, it could be completely something different. Why you were not able to, or why you were unwilling to kind of like really see where this relationship could go. For some of you, it could be distance between the two of you. So maybe you and this person don't live in the same city, so it would be difficult to spend time together. It would cost money. And at the end of the day, it's like you have no intention of ever leaving and or moving. You might just feel like it's not, why do I want to invest all this time and energy into something that I'm really not serious about, changing my location if that is a factor for some of you. I feel like at the end of the day, though, you actually do really care about this person. I don't feel like this was an easy decision for you, Capricorn, to make. And again, there's a lot of unfinished business between you and this person. So I feel like maybe for right now, you're just like focusing on yourself. Trying to figure out what it is that's going to actually make you happy in the long term, whether it's this person or another situation or just being on your own, because we got two cards of kind of being on your own and trying to figure out your own path or your next steps. All right, so let's see if this person's going to take any action towards you. Any actions towards Capricorn in May. King of Wands could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Sag, or Leo. Yeah, I feel like this person wants to reach out to you. They're, they weren't happy about having to walk away from the situation with you. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like, this person in you, there's a lot of love that's kind of like underneath the surface here between you and this person, Capricorn. Like they want to take some actions. They have a lot of feelings, but they're, conflicted about, possibly how things ended between the two of you, or conflicted that they don't really want to create any more drama between the two of you. And like, if you're really wanting to be with this person, I feel like this person's kind of waiting on you, Capricorn, to take some action and to show up with some feelings. And I feel like until that happens, until you're like really all in or really wanting to be with this person, making a choice, choosing this person, I feel like in the meantime, they're just, I feel like they still have hope in this situation that things are going to turn around and be in their favor. And I did get two cards here of a win-win outcome as forecast. And then you got unfinished symphony. So again, I feel like this story between you and this person here, Capricorn, this very sweet, loving story beneath the surface is not over yet. So I feel like you know it, they know it. Really gives me divine timing. So again, if this is your divine counterpart, divine timing is coming into play in this relationship for sure. Yeah, like I feel like you're, not sure. I feel like this person is, having hope in their heart with that 10 of cups and, you know, believing, surrendering to the universe here that things are going to work out, that you and them are going to have a brand new beginning and, work through whatever issues that you and this person had in the past. And I feel like on some level here, kind of mirroring each other. So let's see here. Let's ask if Capricorn's going to take any action. Is Capricorn going to take any action towards this person in May, Spirit? Ace of Pentacles came out. And there's the Empress. Ace of Cups. I feel like you are going to reach out to this person, Capricorn, in May. There's going to be an opportunity that presents itself in May. So I don't know. For some of you, if you are at a distance, you might be traveling to this person's city. You might put it out there that you're around, can we get together? Can we meet for a drink? Can I take you out for dinner? Um, you know, I need to talk to you about, how I'm feeling. So it looks to me like Capricorn in May, you are going to be making an attempt here to, spend some time with this person, kind of see where things are at after thinking about, how you feel about this person. I feel like you actually are missing them. I feel like you have a lot of regret here about not giving this person the opportunity. I feel like in the past it was kind of clouded, a lot of confusion. Maybe you weren't really sure how you actually felt about this person, but I feel like it's becoming clear here that you and this person came together for a reason with that Wheel of Fortune card that really talks about, destiny, divine timing, like I already mentioned. And there's that Page of Swords. So communication as well could be an apology from you to this person as well. And we did get message, right? And then we have the friendship card. So perhaps for some of you, This message is going to be like, we need to like really get to know each other. We don't even really know each other very well. Maybe we need to start out slow and move slow. Maybe that's something that you need, Capricorn, especially if you just got out of another situation. If you were tied to somebody else or, in a long-term relationship and you're out of that now, I mean, you probably need some time, and just really want to move slow in this situation. Whereas, maybe you felt like this person was moving too quickly for you, and that definitely might have like scared you off a little bit. All right, so let's get some messages from this person's higher self for Capricorn. Messages from this person's higher self spirit to Capricorn. Messages for my beautiful Capricorns, please. Capricorn, please. Messages, something Capricorn doesn't know. All right, they have hurt me. So this person has definitely had a hard time in love, like we already talked about. They have, you've triggered me. It hurts so much. We have drugs and alcohol on the bottom, so that could have been a factor in this relationship between you and them. Any other messages here for Capricorn? All right, we have sex with you. So yeah, like I mentioned, I feel like for a lot of you, this did start out as something along those lines. And has grown into something else now. Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. All right, and there we go. I can't handle your love. So I feel like, yeah, this definitely may have overwhelmed you, Capricorn. This person, the situation, their feelings. And, I feel like you had to kind of like maybe put the brakes on all of that. Things were just happening way too quickly and you were feeling very overwhelmed and triggered. So, and again, for some of you, could have also been tied to another situation financially, emotionally, commitments, parents, elderly parents, who knows? Um, and I feel like that's probably what put the brakes on this relationship from growing into something beautiful. So I feel like the love is there. I feel like you both really do actually care about each other at the end of the day. And again, very intense relationship with each other. So, but I feel like it does have the potential to grow into something beautiful if, two people show up and, they're both really willing to put in the time and the effort and the work to, to grow that seed. It takes two people. So you both need to really want it in order for it to work. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end your reading here. Hopefully it resonated. If it did resonate, if you could let me know by hitting the like button, leaving a comment, really appreciate that. If you're interested in a personal read, please reach out to me. It's just sayitsoltarot@gmail.com. And as always, guys, see you in your next read. Take care.